Alrighty, boys and girls, we're here. It's the end of the semester. Yes, yes it is. It has been awful. Oh my god, it's been terrible. But that's beside the point. We're almost done. Tomorrow, we're done. And if I'm being honest, it's really been horrible. Yeah. We have, I haven't completed a single lab since quarantine started. That's going to be right after this video. But, moving on. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, chums and chumettes, if I may. This is my final presentation. I did something. Well, I did a kit. Yeah, I did a kit. And honestly, well, this is my kit. As you can see, it says TTL floats high. Because I couldn't resist. So yeah. But let's talk about it then. So, our theory of operations, starting with, I have no clue how it works, apart from it has a specific kind of chip, which I can't actually read on the chip, but I can read on this, and it says it's a PIC16C58. Now, I looked at the datasheet, because that's what you do, and it is a very interesting chip. It's pretty cool. It's a microcontroller. It acts, as I can tell, a fair amount like a PLC. It is running on CMOS technology, and I know how it, it has a built-in clock, which is pretty cool, and that is why there isn't actually a chip on this that causes there is no clock. There's no 555 timer. There's nothing on it besides that chip. This one. So yes. Now it is an 18-pin chip. You obviously need to know that. But so it can take a 33-word instructions, 33 words in total. So there's not much room for screwing about. It has exceedingly low power consumption as well, which is why I have a strong feeling that the LEDs and capacitors, or capacitors, are actually, it's possible, taking up more power than, more power than the actual chip itself. Now, it has two power sources. The battery, which I went and got new 9 volts, which is why it didn't work last time, and this nice power socket here. The problem with the power socket that I ran into is that it takes a 9-volt power supply where the positive is in the middle pin and not the edges. All of the cords that I have to power this thing have the positive on the edges, not on the middle. And I don't feel like going out to buy a new one. So, moving on from theory of operations, let us look at an actual demonstration of how it works. Let's do this. Yeah, you can see me twice. How do you like it? It's terrible, I know. Alright, so we're going to do this. So, we have many buttons here. This one, right here, is the standby button. So when you do this, it puts it into its low power, power-saving mode. So the clock will still run, but it sends that little LED across still. And then we can run it, and it will go back to saying its message. If we press run while it is in the middle of its message, it will restart. Now, this controls the speed. So if I turn it clockwise, it will speed up. If I turn it counterclockwise, it will slow down and get kind of grainy because the LEDs, because of the speed that the clock is going at. So let's put it about in the middle. Now, this button right here is the set button. So when we press this set button, we choose our first letter and number, and then we can press these buttons to change between them. And then we press the set button again, and we can go back and change through them again. You just keep doing that. And eventually, once you get to the end, it'll look like this. Now I haven't put that symbol in, even though it is an existing symbol. But we press it again, and it restarts. So, yes, that is how it works. Now, we'll take a look at my solder job, because it was kind of a pain. Because, if we pop this off here, normally that's supposed to be glued in, but I didn't feel like gluing it in, and I didn't have any glue. So, you can see here, there's a lot of LEDs, man. Like, an inordinate amount of LEDs. And if we look like this, we can see that they're mostly even. That's pretty terrible video quality. We can see that they're mostly even. I did an okay job with soldering. Now, I would take the battery pack off, but whenever you disconnect power from it, it deletes all of your programmed data, which means that if I take the power off, it will no longer say TTL floats high, and it took me for freaking ever to make it look good, so I'm not going to do that. Actually, wait, never mind. We're going to pause, and I will get back to you in about 2 seconds. Alright, and we're back. So, I have taken my battery pack off. Now, we can see here, well, if the glare wasn't getting in the way, we could see that this is a decent enough solder job. It's probably one of the better ones that I did. The LEDs were very close together and really a pain to do. Let's see if I can zoom in this webcam here. We're going to zoom in here. Oh, can we do it? Yes, we can. Nah, it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. Alright, well, we tried. It's okay. So, we have our solder job. It looks okay. The LEDs definitely look the worst, but that's because they were so close together, and if I'm honest, I didn't have any tape at home, so I couldn't really get, I couldn't really get it to them to stay, so what I had to do was stick it in as far as I could, and I did it line by line, and I put them in, and then soldered a single one on each, and then individually reflowed it, and as it was still melted, I pushed the LED all the way in. It was a bit of a pain, but it worked. So, yeah. Either way. So, this has been a tough semester. It really has. I'm kind of disappointed in myself because it's been rough, but I got this done. And you know what? We all got our projects done. We all finished the semester. We might not have finished strong, but we finished. So, I think that is cause for celebration. I'm going to go. I'm going to get myself a nice cupcake or something. There's some cake. And then I'm going to work on labs until about 4 in the morning. See you guys.